In the wrestling world, the people are represented by two separate but unequally important groups. The wrestlers and bookers, who literally do all the hard work, and the fans, who endlessly nitpick and overanalyze everything they do. These are their stories.
Hey! It's Warhorse, and you need to shut your mouth, open your eyes, and clean out your ears, because it's time to listen to the Raw and Order podcast. That's right, they're bringing you the best in all that meaty podcasty goodness in one, what is it, an hour? Two? Who cares? Who gives a shit? You need to listen to it right now, or else Warhorse is gonna, roll your ass!
Welcome back to another episode of Raw and Order, the Wrestling Booking Unit, the only wrestling podcast on the planet that just live streamed reactions to WWE Hell in a Cell 2020 and then took a break and then came back to live stream our review of it. I am your host, Detective Mark Smarks, and I'm joined, as always, by my partners in crime fighting. Starting off, District Attorney Vince Kayfabe. What's going on, man? How are you?
Hi!
Hi.
I just ordered Starlight.
Woo woo. Yeah, well,
So when it gets here and I get it set up, I will cancel Hamilton.
and then you will not have shitty service.
Well,
Knock on wood.
yeah, remember, this is still satellite-based service.
Yeah, it's Starlink Satellites. They got a cool name. Also joining us from up north,
Elon.
JLB.
Hey! It goes. I am very exhausted from watching Hell in a Cell. How about you?
Oh, wasn't that hard?
No, it wasn't like last week's AEW. That was
Right. No, definitely not that exhausted. Just, it's a lot of wrestling.
it is a lot of
Especially
wrestling.
live streaming it.
Live streaming it was a little. The thing with AEW, it was a lot of really good wrestling, whereas this was not as much wrestling, and still some of it was really good.
Yeah.
Sure it was.
And some of it was like WWE shit.
Right.
Almost.
Yep. We also
They
have
almost put
Ambrosia,
on a good show.
watching us down there. Hello again.
Hello. Thank you for coming back in. Jeez. We got a true supporter right here. She was
Yeah,
in our live.
she joined us live.
Joined us live as well. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Kudos to her.
To-
Well, she
to
wants
watch-
to learn a little bit more about wrestling. So, how you going to learn more if you don't, join in on the fun?
Exactly.
I feel like you need to teach her something about little wrestling, bud.
Well, I think we were all doing that, good sir, without being sexual.
Bull rope
Well,
some
she'll
shit.
she'll learn a little bit more about wrestling tonight. 'Cause I got me another box.
Shit.
You forgot to get a box?
I mean, I also have a box.
A dick in a
Just
box?
his box is the old box that he's already opened. He's gonna just
exactly.
choose his best, his best cards.
There you go.
It's okay. He can start off a week behind me.
Well, I'll just do like you did that one week.
Yep. Open a bunch.
Can't get rid of me that easy.
Okay.
Solid.
Well, Ambrosia, I'm going to give you the floor to choose. You have choose a number between 1 and 7.
Oh,
She'll say 21 again. That means it'll be 3.
She'll be like 4 and 6 and really fuck you up.
See,
Okay, there she goes, 21. So that is 3. Pack number 3. Let's see if this ends up being a pack that's any good.
That one didn't have peanut butter. That's horse shit.
You don't want your things with peanut butter to have horse shit, so.
Yeah, it's about a point.
Okay. Number 1. Ricochet.
Ricochet, what a weird way to say. Who will hopefully still retain his Intercontinental Championship while going against Gunther? Because I swear to God,
He's the
Wait,
Irish.
he's Irish?
Yeah, Rick O'Shea.
Rick O'Shea.
Not with WWE anymore. Keith
Keith
Lee.
Well, that's a limitless collection.
What do they call this? Top's Finest collection? Survivor Series collection. Survivor Series British Bulldog.
Oh, nice. That's a pretty
That's
good
actually a new one for me.
Mm-hmm.
And still United States champion.
Oh,
Back when he still had a first name.
Theory.
Mr. Theory. So not a bad pack. Nothing stupid great. No signatures.
Well, Bulldog. I think Bulldog is a nice one.
It's a nice one. I'm not going to complain again about
Rick
Bulldog.
isn't bad. I wouldn't be upset about Rick.
I think Rick
Yep.
might be a new one too. I'll have to check. I'm pretty
Don't you
sure
have
I
a
already
book
have
of all your
Austin
fucking
Theory.
wrestling cards?
I don't have a binder for him yet, but I've got them in pages. So, you know what I miss? Cards used to come with like a checklist card you could get in every couple of packs. So you could look at a checklist and know how many cards you're missing and all of that stuff. I don't think these come with checklist cards anymore.
I think they're just like, we're not going to waste fucking another card on this because you have the internet and can do your own research.
Yeah, but the checklist cards.
What's the name of that series called?
Top's Finest 2021. I've looked up the listing on the internet. I always liked having a card that would just be in there with my packs. Back in the day when I collected football cards.
And where are they now?
Fucked if I know. I never had anything like good. Like I had a Bo Jackson card, but it wasn't like Bo Jackson rookie card. It was like his 5th year.
So less football, more wrestling. Hell in the Cell, ladies and gentlemen.
No.
Of course, this is always brought
first,
to you by
There we
Tatnisco Podcast Network.
you always say brought to you by. We are a part of the Tatnisco Broadcast Network. We're part of it. They didn't bring
tomato.
us.
They bring
We're
us.
part of them.
We're part of them.
But yes, you can head on down to the doobly-doos, tatnisco.com. Link is in the doobly-doos. Head on over there. Check out the other shows on the Tatnisco Network. And then come back here for our show. We do twice a week. And then if you were wondering what we were talking about earlier, we live streamed on Twitch our reactions live to Hell in a Cell. And I've mentioned before that we're going to start doing that a few more times. There are going to be Twitch exclusives. It was only on Twitch, so you will be able to go and watch the replay of it for, I think it's 15 days, and then it'll be gone forever.
Unless you download it and put it on YouTube.
I'm not going to download it and put it on YouTube. It's a Twitch exclusive.
All right.
The only way they get to watch it is by going to Twitch.
But then we lose that content forever.
Forever.
Forever. But that's what makes it all more limited. It's like its own NFT, ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly. You got to go see it if you want to see it.
But then I feel like we lose it forever too.
That's fine.
It's our content.
Nope. Belongs to the universe. Or
Like that.
the galaxy. I mean, it depends. If you're an AEW fan, it's the AEW galaxy. So, which, I do want to point out to fucking Daniel Garcia or whoever thought that up for the Jericho Appreciation Society. Galaxies are smaller than universes. So if you're making fun,
I mean, galaxies are
WWE
still pretty
universe,
fucking huge.
they're still huge, but if you're saying, oh, we got the WWE universe and then the AEW galaxy, you're already saying that AEW is smaller. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, we're going to go into our review of WWE Hell in a Cell 2022.
Are we now?
We are. I remind everyone, just like last week when we did it with just the two of us, our reviews are different than most of the other reviews. We don't go through match by match and say this is what happened in it, and this is what we liked or we didn't like or whatever. We're just going to go through our list of the bests and the worst. We start with the worst and we work our way to the bests. And
I was on a fucking mountain. Just fucking with you.
touchy much?
Yeah, seriously. Ain't no mountain high enough. I mean, I guess there ain't no valley low. I guess there ain't no river wide enough. Okay, I'm gonna go do something with my hair because I feel very self-conscious. Give me a second.
Put a beanie on.
Yep. Or as they call it up there, a toque.
Beanie.
But while he's putting on the beanie, we'll get started with worst match of the night. Now, I remind you, there were only 7 matches, no kickoff show matches. So compared
no doubt
to
in my mind, this will be a unanimous decision.
there's one that stands out above all, I believe. So yes,
Almost Lashley, and I enjoyed Lashley winning. I just the fact that Almost was in the ring just makes it the worst match of the night for me.
Yep. The story they should have told was Bobby Lashley taking Omos out at the very beginning, and then it's MVP on his own versus Bobby Lashley.
Bobby Lashley taking Omos out in his last match with him, but almost won that one. So,
but just taking him out, and then MVP being all like, oh no, and then chicken shit.
That's an honorable
around.
mention on that is definitely the Judgment Day versus the Anti-Judgment Day.
Worst match of the night. JLB, go.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Judgment Day probably. Yeah,
Wow, that's your worst match. Beat out the Bobby Lashley and Omos.
That's fair. Bobby Lashley Omos is pretty shitty. But fair. Okay, yeah, Lashley Omos. Judgment Day is the second.
Yeah, that was our runner-up.
No surprise. Especially since there's no.
Yeah, there was just nothing. There was no investment in that
one
story.
time you could. Yeah, and this is done now, right? Like Lashley won, we're good. Lashley got all mad because Cedric helped. There's going to be no help business, which at least I would have enjoyed maybe a little bit to kind of make that into a thing. You know what?
They might still be telling that story.
You know what? You're right. We're the help business.
Helpful buzz.
Yeah. Oh, I feel so much better. Hopefully you guys will see a ball spot at some point.
But so yeah, Bobby Lashley, I like Lashley winning. I hope it's the end, but I don't think it's going to be because they had that whole vignette backstage with Cedric Alexander. I think there's going to be more to it, but Judgment Day probably, unfortunately, the runner-up. And that's just because something needed to happen in that to drive an interest in that storyline, right? Nothing really happened. It was just the heels being heels, the faces being faces, and that's about it, right? Yeah. And if they'd have done something like a turn, like Finn Balor turning on AJ and Liv to join Judgment Day,
or even swerve it up and AJ turning on Finn Balor and Liv,
so something like that could have driven some interest in it. But instead, they're like, normal stuff, normal stuff.
It just got boring. All right.
Moving on
Great
to
wrestlers
during
in the match.
Most predictable moment.
Most predictable.
Lashley winning.
I didn't even know that was that predictable because last time we did, and this was a handicap match.
That's fair.
I'm going to go with random shit pulled from underneath the ring during the Hell in a Cell match. If only because when you think of a Hell in a Cell match, what's the first one that comes to mind?
Mankind Undertaker.
Did they pull shit from under the ring in that match?
They must have at some point because I remember Mankind going through with a chair from the top, so...
I think they grabbed that from outside the ring. I think because here's the deal. They got out and they climbed up the outside of the ring and all of that stuff. So I don't think it came from under the ring. Okay. My point being...
Tax! There was tax that came from under the ring, though.
Okay. My point being, the Hell in a Cell match didn't rely on...
Right.
Hey, we're going to pull a bunch of shit from under the ring back then. It relied on the Hell in a Cell being a thing. Did they even really barely use the cell in this one? Like, yeah, they threw Cody against it a couple times and stuff like that, but
Right.
Mind you, they probably had to rewrite it a little bit because of Cody's injury.
Mm-hmm. But go back to last year's Hell in
though.
a Cell. Go back to the year before that's Hell in a Cell. They were effectively just regular cage matches. They were not Hell in a Cell matches. You know what I mean? I just think that they've gotten to the point where it's just a glorified cage match instead of what it was originally, which was
Right.
something bigger, something more dangerous. Anyways, we will move on. That's my most predictable. Sorry. What's your most predictable moment of the night?
My most predictable moment of the night is that there would only be 2 title matches.
Most predictable?
Yep.
I don't know. We were all kind of shocked about that.
I think it's stupid.
Oh, it's ridiculous. I wouldn't say it's the most predictable. I literally thought they were going to add another match. But with how everything was timed, I guess it worked out well for them.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't get another like AEW fest till 12:30. Most predictable. I guess Bianca winning, to be frank with you. As much as I wanted Asuka to win, I just felt like they weren't going to take it off Bianca yet.
I'll say Madcap Moss winning. I thought that was kind of a shoot.
Yeah. I would agree with that. I mean, it only got added last minute, sort of a match, but it's one of those things where
that story's definitely run its course.
The story is this is Madcap Moss getting his vengeance on Happy Corbin. Of course, he's gonna win.
Yeah.
In conjunction with JOB's, with DFAB's 2 titles, I will say that most predictable was no titles changing hands tonight.
Right.
But I did think maybe Mustafa Ali was like, I'll stick around longer.
Oh man, that might even be a more predictable. I'm like, there's no way their theory is losing though, too. You know what I mean? Like, and then especially with this talk, I think I heard that from you with this talk of them potentially wanting to do like a selfie belt for the U.S. title, which interesting, makes sense. But if they're in talks with that, then obviously Theory ain't gonna lose it anytime soon.
But runner up for me, most predictable moment, me yelling at the screen when Pete Rosenberg was on.
None of us were here for that part.
Yeah, that's because your stupid ass fucking watches the pre-show. I don't know why you do it to yourself.
I thought maybe they'd throw a match on there and it'd be at least entertaining. But nope.
Well, you've been wrong. Like
hour of just fucking
month
talking.
after month after month, and then fucking.
Why would they light it on fire?
You have to endure fucking Booker T shucky ducky quack fucking feature all the time too. Like that's on you, bud. You put yourself through that.
But
I mean, he's not wrong.
He's not wrong. I just keep thinking they're gonna do something, right? Why have a kickoff show if you're not gonna do something? But no, they just didn't. They didn't at WrestleMania Backlash.
You just think too highly of WWE. I don't know why you're at this stage of your life already. You should be over past that. WWE surprising us with something good.
Because I'm an optimist.
Show me something good. Sorry.
Okay, next.
The last time they had something on the pre-show was Elimination Chamber in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia.
And that was worst pay-per-view of the year so far. It still holds that title.
That was last year, wasn't it?
Pay-per-view. No, that was this year.
That was this year. It was
February.
after Royal Rumble.
Yeah. And honestly, it's
Day one had a kickoff show match.
Oh.
Featured someone who's no longer with the company.
And I don't know how you don't have a Tommaso Ciampa match, at least on the kickoff show. Like, do something. You're there for a fucking hour. Do 2 matches.
Ciampa?
Like, Ciampa.
Ciampa. Ciampa.
Hey.
All I can say is, if he ain't
did
got
have-
Goldie, he ain't nothing.
They did have 2 kickoff show matches on yesterday's NXT in your house.
Oh, fuck. I didn't even watch that. Was that any good?
I didn't watch it either. I totally forgot about it. We can go. Apparently, Braun Breaker did pretty good in his match. Mandy Rose defeated Wendy Chu in her match. Carmelo Hayes defeated Cameron Grimes to become the North American champion.
Cameron Grimes.
To the moon. Creed Brothers beat Pretty Deadly to become the tag champion, so they had 2 titles change. Toxic Attraction won their match versus Katana Chance and Caden Carter. The Family defeated Legado
Good job,
del
GG.
Fantasma. And Ikemen Jiro defeated Dante Chen. I don't know what the fuck that is. And Valentina Feroz.
I think
Who
the
the
problem
fuck is this?
they just have
defeated
too
Ariana
many new
Grace.
people.
Yeah, who the fuck is this? Versus I don't know Pretty Deadly, but I don't really watch NXT right now. Creed Brothers, the only thing I know about them is they do that fucking cannonball off the top rope to the outside that's just gonna totally wreck someone's MCL someday.
Yeah.
Mandy Rose versus Wendy Chu. Wendy Chu was the evil mastermind of the Xia Li faction. And then when Xia Li got called up, they're like, fuck, we're going to instead put you in a onesie and make you like to sleep a lot.
Pajama Girl.
What's happening with that skater chick?
Roxy? No, what's her name?
No,
it's on the tip of my tongue, but it's not. She didn't wrestle last night.
so they're not
Cora
pushing her
Jade.
anymore.
Cora Jade.
That's it.
She's still there. She last I saw, I just don't think they had
Not doing
anything
anything
for
with
her last night.
Such a shame.
All right. So,
Anyways, back
Next.
to Hell in a
let's put it to
Cell.
moment. We'll get distracted at some point. Start talking about NXT, which is not what this review is about.
Yeah, most predictable moment. We will go off the rails at some point. Botch of the night.
I feel like we've seen some. I'm just not.
All in all, there weren't a ton of like botches,
Right.
like botches in the true sense of the word.
Right.
I'm gonna say Asuka's breakup of the pin that I actually
Where she just
mentioned
basically
in our
hit the
stream,
leg.
where she hit the leg of Bianca.
Yeah. I would say the botch in booking is having Cody beat Seth Rollins, because what the fuck do you do with Seth Rollins now? And Cody's going to miss time.
Oh man,
Dude,
that's
that's
like
makeup.
a
I'm telling you, that's
muscle.
makeup.
Well, I mean, makeup or no makeup, that there's still something there that's obviously
it's-
ripped. We've seen.
Yeah. It's a legitimate injury by all.
You guys.
Yeah, it's real.
Yeah. It's just whether it's as bad as it looked is the question. But he's got to miss some time for it, even if it's not quite as bad as it looked.
Hopefully, it's just a couple weeks.
I told you, Ambrosio, you're welcome on anytime you want.
Time.
Yeah, we just told JLB to send you the link.
Oh, you didn't? You full of shit.
Do you not see the private chat
Private
that
chat.
says, feel free to send Ambrosia the link if she wants to join the convo? I sent it to you right at the beginning. It's your
still alive.
dumbass that didn't see it.
Oh, look at you go. Oh wow.
That's what you
Alright.
get.
Anyway, moving forward.
Moving forward, overhype of the night. What match did they hype up that was just
Wait, was there any other botches? Does anybody else have another botch?
Oh, did anyone else have botches, I guess? I don't know.
I mean, almost having any pay-per-view appearance at all.
Touchy.
Yeah, a tad touchy.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess maybe that pin scenario, I guess I'll agree with you because I don't know. There wasn't really that many botches, to be honest with you, that I can recall.
No, but that one and that one lands more on camera angle potentially.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, if they had the camera over towards their head, you can't easily see that she just hits their leg. So you're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Right.
that makes sense.
Also, the selling of the limp, and that was one of the better matches of the night.
Oh, the limp was horrible. That limping, and why? If your leg is hurt, why do you hop on your other leg? I feel like no other wrestler kind of does that. They more drag the leg than the hopping. So
Yeah,
I mean,
I hop all the time. That's what I do.
Yeah.
IHOP isn't open here yet, but it will be soon.
The hopper.
Sponsored.
Get in the hopper.
You guys
Go
remember?
now.
You guys remember when Dish Network had the hopper?
Yeah.
And then DirecTV was like, we could do the genie. Like, nobody gives a fuck about you, DirecTV.
Facts.
But okay, moving on to overhype of the night. Match or moment that they pitched like it was going to be the best thing ever, and then it fucking...
This is the Judgment Day versus AJ Styles. AJ Styles, Finn Balor, and Liv Morgan. That match was supposed to be a lot better than it was. It should have been a lot better than it was. I quickly uninvested in it. I already wasn't invested in the storyline. I don't know what it is about that storyline. I don't know what it is about Edge that just, when he plays this, if he doesn't play the ultimate opportunist or this cheater as a bad guy, when he plays a dark character bad guy, it's not good.
Right.
It wasn't good as the Brood.
I mean, no, I don't mind him as the bad guy per se. It's just it is missing something. I think he's doing a good job at it, but it's still a bit stale.
Well, my thing is, they play him up like they're the bad guys, and then they barely do any bad guy shit, right?
Oh,
like
cheat, motherfuckers.
Yeah, be the fucking cheating bad guy.
AJ Styles has taken more nut shots in his life than you could possibly imagine.
And doesn't learn from him. I mean, we saw Shinsuke Nakamura hit him in the nuts like in 7 matches in a row. And he's like, nope, still not wearing a cup.
Which is fine and dandy, I suppose.
Yes.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, I think he doesn't want to get a vasectomy, so he'll just ruin his balls that way. The guy already has like 3 kids. So. Too soon?
3 is not an exorbitant number, you know that, right?
No, that's really not all that big of a number.
I mean, it's population growth.
I legitimately know like more than 5 people that have 6 or 7 kids.
Yeah. Now that's an exorbitant number.
Okay. Well, I figured that when they made the TLC show K+8, because
John and Kate +8. Before that,
I know a guy who was on child number 8. And I was like, dude, you need to either wrap it up or get a vasectomy. He's like, no, we do the pull-out game. We do that. And I go, well, it's not fucking working.
It's working so well.
Yeah. We practice the rhythm method. Well, yeah. You practice it.
The pull-out game is not fun.
No, that's it. You got to pull out before you do that deed, and then by the time you pull out, you're like, oh, this is gonna be kind of... It's not great. No.
Yeah, I get repulsed at porns where the guys do that. I'm just like, why?
Why? You can't even come anywhere. You're just like, oh, this just beats the whole purpose. How dare you pull out like that? I know how that feels. I digress. This is a wrestling show. Let's move on.
Yes, back to wrestling.
Wrestling and porn critique.
Okay. I am going to say, to me, I think Judgment Day is probably the right answer, but I'm going to give a honorable mention to Kevin Owens versus Ezekiel, if only because what was the fucking point of this?
Yeah, it was an enjoyable storyline until it had to end with a fight.
Yeah, I mean, like, there wasn't
That's a valid
a
point,
stake
though.
on it. It wasn't like if I win, you admit that you're Elias.
Right.
Or-
And that's what I originally thought was going on. Because
Or-
they're like, say your name. And I'm like, oh, okay. Is this like a whole thing? Or I think Ezekiel was like, say my name, say my real name, or whatever. Say I'm Ezekiel. And then I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I love the entertainment factor of it. I thought Kevin Owens did that.
It's not the logical conclusion to such a feud.
Right.
The logical
It was like,
confusion
okay.
conclusion is something management related. Like, guys, you have to do a DNA test or a fingerprint test on both of them. You have one for Elias.
Or something. And we didn't even see Chad Gable and Thing even be anywhere near part of this, or at least I didn't notice that they were.
Nope.
So I don't know.
Yeah, that's the story's been that they had opposite problems, those two matches. One, there shouldn't have been a match, but the storyline was fantastic. The other, there was no storyline, or the storyline's been crap. There was a storyline, but it just sucked.
Right.
And the match makes sense.
Mm-hmm. So that's why I say that's my honorable mention. Hey, look who did join us.
Oh, that's so unflattering. No,
What's
thank you.
up?
Can be like maybe make it square. There we go.
Go like that? You like that
Yeah.
better? Yeah.
Mhm.
Anything for you, Ambrosia. Your wish is our command.
Yeah, that's what you say, but yet I'm still here.
There, that way Canada is
this is
north
your
of
choice.
America.
Yeah. You're like America's hat.
Yeah,
And
He's
you're like
yeah.
America's
boobs on
belly
people's
button.
heads.
we are like America's belly button.
Yeah,
In
we're not
fact, I
even
have a
like,
shirt
we
that
are.
You
We have it, yeah.
Turn this down.
Anyway, okay, so that was our overhype of the night.
Okay. Worst performance of the night. So, Ambrosia, just so you know, I think you were following when we talked about it. We don't go through each match individually. We just kind of talk about the best and the worst. So, since you're new back to wrestling-ish, of the performances you saw tonight, which one did you think was the worst? And that can be overall performance through the entire match or even just a single section of performance.
Just something that you've noticed. You know.
Well, the girl one, whatever those ones were doing, the little fake leg thing kind of threw me
when
off.
they were limping around?
like
yeah.
they're dragging themselves. You know,
Yeah,
kinda-
valid
that's
point.
that's on
Can't
our
blame her.
list.
It seemed over dramatic, but keep in mind, that's my mindset. Whoa,
Whoa.
we're moving.
Everyone's gonna move
You're
around.
America's belly button.
America's belly button. We have the shirt because that's what we are. We're America's belly button.
I feel like now we need to make a Canada one. Canada, America's hat.
Canada, America's hat. I can do that. It's available online.
gonna make that happen.
www.myspreadshop.com.
I was just like,
I've
who's the fifth fucking person that's joining this podcast?
Like, what the fuck? Oh.
Okay.
No, that's a valid one.
I watched some of it, but keep that in mind, right? It was like in and out halfway through, so
No, but that's
Oh,
that's,
she says out like a Canadian. Oh.
what?
no
in
shit.
an
She's
oot?
Canadian.
In and out.
She does not say oot like that.
Oh, what are you talking about, fella?
What are you talking about? I don't even do that. Fuck off.
Yeah, most people don't say a boot.
A boot.
boot.
Yeah, that's like
It's not like
a
we have fucking
prairie
maple
thing.
syrup farms over here, and we're living in igloos.
Oh, fucking.
Don't you know?
Don't you know?
Oh, don't you know?
No, what you guys are talking about.
Fuck you, Riley.
Yeah,
No,
see,
go
those
back to your
guys,
question.
that's from the fucking prairies, though. That's what they do. Wait until you should get yourself a Canadian Newfoundlander. You will get fucked. Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, don't threaten Fabe with a good time.
What was the question?
Worst performance of the night. I think I have to agree with the
Almost
fake
think it has
limping.
to be almost.
Yeah, I almost feel like it's Omos again. But I mean, that leg thing by both Becky and Bianca.
I was like, what the
was
fuck is going
Pretty
on?
fucking stupid, though. That's a valid point. Very valid. Like, it just didn't make sense. It would seem so fake. It's like I was watching a soap opera. Like I was watching Young and the Restless.
Oh my god,
And
see,
they
you're
did
getting what I
something
feel like
stupid.
now, right now.
No, not at all. Men's soap opera is completely different from primetime soap opera.
Yeah.
The acting is so much better. That's why that
Yeah.
leg hop thing was so.
And
Young
ours
the
features
Restless.
men in underwear. Wait.
Men in underwear. I mean, it does.
Yeah. it does.
What men in underwear do the soap operas on the primetime have?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm watching the wrong kind then.
Yep, you need to find the right kind with men in underwear.
Mm-hmm.
But I think those are the best two options.
Valid point. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely not going to go to Cody, Mr. Pictorial injury and all. Fucking
Dude fucking
putting
put on a show.
5-star
Clinic.
match. Just clinic galore. Absolutely.
Yeah, I would not be surprised. I'm going to be straight with you. I would not be surprised if Uncle Dave gives that 5 stars.
Yeah.
He
First
loved
5-star for WWE in a while.
Yeah, he loved it. He tweeted out, what did he tweet? It was something like the best. Give me one here. I gotta find the exact tweet because Rhodes won with 2 crossroads and a sledgehammer shot. This was among the most compelling matches in pro wrestling history.
Wow. Okay. I mean, great match. I'm not going to take anything away. One of the most compelling matches in wrestling history.
Well, I mean,
Jeez.
yeah.
I get
All right,
what he's-
moving
Not
forward.
in WWE history, but wrestling history.
Well, compelling doesn't necessarily mean
5-star.
in-ring performance and everything. Compelling's about
Okay.
overall storylines, overall drama.
That's fair. No, it was a great storyline. That's valid. Let's move on.
Okay, moving on to worst move of the night.
So you know when you have a sledgehammer in your hand and you're gonna hit something really hard with it?
Yes, I always, every time I use a hammer, I put my hand over the metal part and then I hit the thing with my hand.
I don't for the life of me know why that's the way of doing that.
Well, I mean, I just
it's
think
not the
kinda
worst
to
move of the
protect
night.
No.
It's just the most confusing move to be done with a weapon.
Yeah.
It's
That's,
just, I don't know how hammers work. I mean, I know exactly why they do it. It's so much
Right,
safer
just
to
help
do it that
protect.
way.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
protects the people and everything. I get that, but it's just like, come on, they make foam hammers. There's
Yeah, but then if they
literally
made foam
entire prop
hammers-
departments for movies that their entire job is to make foam weaponry so that actors can look like they're hitting each other with hammers and it's not.
Yeah, I mean, once you're introducing weapons of that caliber, I mean, how come we've never seen anybody bring, I don't know, a bow and arrow to the ring or something?
You can find the video clip of a guy in Japan. I want to say it was in DDT Pro, but I'm not sure. Pull out a gun in the middle of a match, and this whole thing where he's standing on the second rope turnbuckle, and he's just pointing the gun at people. And then someone else comes in, and he's like, "No, you."
DDT is very weird, though.
It is very weird,
it's a little
but at
over
least
the top.
comical.
At least they followed the logic to its next step. If you're gonna let people use hammers, might as well let them use knives. Might as well let them use guns.
Yeah. Swords.
Oh, I didn't realize
Way
this show
worse.
was brought to you by the NRA. Jeez.
Well, as long as they pass a simple background test and take the training.
Jesus. Okay.
Worst move. I mean, having that 6-man tag, it was just so lame. Worst move is not
Liv
having
Morgan's
anybody
dive.
there.
That is the worst move.
Oh, valid.
It was
Good
very
call.
Liv
potentially
Morgan's dive.
Yeah.
the most dangerous move of the
I don't know
night.
how you do a suicide dive and then hold on to the middle rope while diving.
Yeah, you're.
That doesn't
She had
work.
this weird like hitch in her, you know. She's doing the suicide dive and
Or
like she
Omos
she,
is
she
Omos
pinged
is
out or
running
something.
hit-
Like
My bad.
she dropped a couple frames in the middle of that dive.
Yeah. So, well, same did Omos. I think there was like a frame droppage throughout all of Hell
Oh,
in a
his
Cell.
slowdown
Omos-
through the putting him through the wall.
You know,
Yeah.
like what the fuck?
Yeah.
She had lag. That's what it was.
He's so tall. It didn't, the connection didn't get to his head yet. It's just
Yeah, those two dives I think are actually the worst moves.
yeah, worst moves. However, her Hurricanrana was pretty badass.
Mhm.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
I'm
for
just-
those-
I'm
I
just-
just
that-
want to totally shit
That
on
whole
Liv,
segment there, her and when we get to best moves and stuff like that, that might
Oh,
be
Oscar's
on it.
winning a few. That's for sure.
But when she springboarded up over into the Hurricane Rana, into a couple like kicks or something like that, and then she bounced off the rope and then got headbutted. That was a really good segment. So
It was a good sequence. Really good sequence. Yep.
overall, worst moment of the night.
Worst moment of the night. I feel bad for a dude who wanted his release to go out and put that caliber of a match on. The worst moment is that we didn't get a Mustafa Ali win.
Especially with that whole crazy high risk maneuver that he did, which looked like he put his heart
Yeah.
and soul into, and then fucking
Yeah, I mean-
lost with it. And this guy wanted to be released. He literally asked the WWE, "Hey, can you release
Begging
me?"
him to release him because they aren't using him.
I mean, kudos to him. Yeah, I mean, at least he's doing everything that he possibly can for the fans, because he's obviously not doing it out of his likeness of wanting to be in WWE. Yeah, that's the worst moment. Well, I mean, I don't know if that's necessarily the worst moment. I'm gonna go back to Omos just because they gotta stop. Just stop. The worst moment is having that as a handicap match. Like, the worst moment is hearing MVP's fucking rap segment. Actually, let me go to that. And
come on.
And him fucking calling himself Bobby the Brain. Like, no,
You didn't like Discount
nowhere
Max
near.
Caster?
I did not like Discount Mass Caster. Yo, listen. All right, you're no Max.
Listen.
Can't do it. Can't do it. If I want to hear some good rapping, I'll watch AEW. I won't resort to MVP.
Or listen to an album. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
I don't
an
know.
option.
Yeah, get NWA.
Wrestling wise,
Yeah.
just go straight to NWA. Just yeah.
Well, you sure as hell ain't gonna listen to Drake if you want good rap.
Yeah.
Ouch. I mean,
And I'm Canadian. And I
Rap.
don't even like him.
she's Ontarian and she doesn't even like him.
He lives like 2 hours away from me.
Yeah. Well,
I'd rather listen to Biebs rap than Drake.
oh my god. There's
just
only
fucking
one
with
beep rap that's out there, and that was really bad.
I'd rather listen to Tay Tay. Taylor
Tay-Tay.
Swift.
I mean, that's fair. Taylor Swift has some pretty good
seen-
writing. It's
Yeah, I've seen her do some good raps. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, I would not disagree with any of those. I can tell you every time that I see Ambrosia put on her glasses and take them off, I immediately think of Batman. I'm just like,
Who are you?
Who are you?
Where's Commissioner Gordon? Every time I see her take off her glasses, I think, how the fuck can she see? Because I take off my glasses and everything's just a blur.
There you go. Now you know how I feel.
So why do you take them off and put them on?
Well, I mean, if you're looking at a screen with us three schmucks on it, you
I
probably
mean, yeah,
want to take your
you could only
glasses
look
off.
at so much ugly. You could only look at so much ugly. That's a valid point.
Oh my
Touche.
goodness. Confidence is key, remember?
Anyway, moving forward.
Pretty sure you guys have been married or are married, so you should be good. Not Justin, though.
I will click on the next one, but I don't know what it is because I still have my glasses on.
Put your glasses on. Oh, we're the best now. We're already the best.
Oh, hey, we're into the best. Best moment of the night.
Boy.
The
gotta give it
Cody
to Rick.
Rose.
Yeah.
Cody
Yeah.
Rhodes, not Cody Cutter, but the Three Amigo I always forget what that's called for some reason.
Crossroads.
Crossroads. Ugh, super fuego.
Super flaming.
Two
Fuego.
amigos.
Fuego.
Yeah, he just
Well,
did
I
two
mean,
of the Migos.
He did two, and then he did the whole sledgehammer to the hand thing. But yeah, just even Seth, man, with the Dusty fucking the Dusty Rhodes fucking outfit, like genius. Genius.
If we're talking best moment, it's when he unveiled, to me, it's when Seth unveiled the Dusty Rhodes outfit.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, oh, this shit's real.
Yeah.
My wife said, why the fuck is he wearing polka dots?
Right. There's a story behind it, dear.
Yes.
It's a men's soap opera. You had to watch episode from 30 years ago to understand.
Yeah. You got to know the continuity. You need to be familiar with the extended universe of this particular thing, right? Did you read the novels?
Wow.
We went there.
You're such a nerd. Nerds! I won't disagree with either of those.
Okay, but what did you pick?
Either of those.
Oh, I have to pick one?
Yeah, pick one.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the idea.
Just pick one.
Just pick one.
Just pick one.
Oh.
One job. Okay, just one of ours then. All right.
Hold
fair
on.
enough.
No. I'm going to do this. I've got it. Madcap Moss getting retribution.
Yeah. As the best moment?
Hey,
that was
man,
your
I'm going to give you
thrill
something.
of the night? Give me something.
I'm giving you
else.
something different.
Fair.
Ambrosia,
The moment.
of the moments that you watched tonight, what was your favorite moment?
Y'all
Me
cockblocked
wearing
me with the polka dots.
The polka dots? That was your favorite?
Yeah. Because you guys explained it to me, so now it gives me back the memories of when I was younger, see? So that's good.
Yeah. I mean, in fairness, D.A. Fabe did mention the other best moment of the night. It was him putting on the Chewbacca mask.
Oh my god.
For nearly a whole match.
Yeah.
You do that Chewbacca voice very well. I must say. Okay. On
What
to
some type of
44 years of doing that voice. I think
Finally, it's
Chewbacca
paid
talked-
off.
Yeah. I think I Chewbacca talked before I really talked. My mom said my first word was,
Can you
Did
say
she say it in
mama?
that voice?
Let's move on. Let's
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Oh god.
You were 4 before you could fucking talk?
yes. I was a late bloomer.
That movie came out in 80, bud.
The first one came out in 77, by the way.
76.
Oh,
Yeah,
77. Okay. You're safe then. So it came out the year you were born.
But I was a late bloomer.
Jessica, fine.
Breakout star of the night.
Breakout star of the night.
Since we haven't seen her in a long ass time, I'm gonna go with Asuka for retelling that story of why she was champion for like a year and a half and why I wanted her to win. She was awesome. Like just the star of the show aside from I guess Cody, but damn man, to start off the show, that was like fuego, fire, complete fire. She killed it.
No, Fuego wrestles for AEW.
Fuego del Sol.
Fuego del Sol. No, damn it. It was just fire.
I'm going to say that there's only 3 people who can hold this role. But they're people we've said already this year.
Yeah.
All 3 of them.
That's the tough thing I was going to say is because
I
it's
think
really
you have
hard
Liv
to say.
Morgan for a
any of these
second
people
time
would
this
break
year.
out.
She's in this discussion.
She's
I
improved.
think Asuka, who would not be a person we said earlier this year, but I think Asuka, who's a former world champion. But you're right. I mean, we haven't seen her in 6 months. We haven't said this year. And then I think Cody. I think Cody has now, in 2 different promotions this year, put us in a position where we think he's a breakout star, and he's one of the top 5 in the world. And after tonight, that grit, that genuine grit to fight through that and put on that level of match is a. I mean, is he the best in the world right now? Is he literally the best in the world right now? He might be.
I just had a thought. Now I'm going to start off by saying
very debatable.
I
it is.
It is debatable, but that's kind of the point. Is the fact that it's to the point that you can debate it. I will say,
thank you. That's what debatable means.
I agree. Well, no, but if he wasn't even anywhere near the conversation, and someone said, "Is he the best in the world?" and everyone said, "No, he's fucking not," then it's not debatable. It's just not true, right? But he's good enough right now that we can actually consider maybe he is the best in the world. We can make an argument. He would be my choice for breakout star of the night too. And just like I said, the last time I nominated him, it feels so weird to nominate him as breakout star because he's legitimately a star. He's been a star. He's, been NWA world champion. He sold out the Sears Center for All In, the original one. I mean, he's legitimately been a star. But this match here, from the storytelling standpoint to pushing through an injury that may or may not have been as bad as they played it up on screen, it told a story, right? And it made him a star out of it. I will say, I did just have this thought. Do we think it's entirely coincidental that Cody Rhodes toughed it out through an injury the weekend after CM Punk came out on AEW and said, "I'm injured, and so I'm not going to be able to wrestle and defend this world title anymore"?
Yeah, foot break's very different than
I agree.
Yeah.
What level of
I
muscle surgery
100% agree, but I think if Cody Rhodes
had a WWE versus AEW fight there.
I think if this had happened any other week, I think they would have said, "Hey, Cody, maybe you go home and rehab that. We can reschedule this match."
I think it was his idea.
I think it was his idea. I don't think it was any of WWE's doing. I think that was because that's how Cody is.
No,
Totally
I agree. 100%. I agree. I'm just saying that I think that if it had been any other week, they would have been more cautious with it. But this week, they had a reason to want to make sure that he wrestled when AEW did. I mean, keep in mind
to let him have his request.
But even more than that, I think it's a WWE thing. Keep in mind, just the other day, just last week, when AEW was having their pay-per-view in Vegas, WWE specifically hired trucks to drive around the event center that AEW was performing at with a giant truck that had Cody Rhodes' face on it, advertising Money in the Bank, which is there next month, right?
Right.
AEW is definitely in WWE's head, right? And I'm not saying it is a bad thing. The competition, the wars are what will make both companies better. I said it on the live stream. A rising tide lifts all ships. It's gonna make WWE better. It's gonna make AEW better and everything. I just think it's not coincidental that he pushes through an injury the same week that CM Punk, the best in the world, who just won the AEW World Title, has to come out and say, "No, I'm not going to be able to wrestle with this injury." And yes, I agree. A broken foot is a totally different thing than a torn pectoral muscle. I get it. I just think any other week, Cody Rhodes and WWE might have said, "You know what? We can do this match.
We'll figure it out
another time. We'll figure it out." But this week, they're like, "This can be a double whammy. You can put on the match of the night." Which I think when we get to match of the night, we're going to, at least one of us is going to say this match, if not all of us.
Look at you trying to put thoughts in our head.
I will say it.
I know you will, clearly.
As match of the night. right? So I am correct with at least one of us will say it says match of the night. But I just think, my thoughts are, I think they wouldn't have worked so hard to make this match if it had not been the same week that CM Punk, Best in the World, at the other company had to dip out on it. So we will move
since
on.
both of you since both of you made really good arguments for those two, I do want to make sure the third person gets featured. And I know that we've already mentioned her earlier this year, but damn it, Liv Morgan is continuing to impress and improve. Yes, she had a shitty suicide dive. There's a certain amount of fear when you're jumping out of a ring like that. So,
especially if you've never done it before.
Yeah, I understand.
I think it's their first suicide.
That said, you're right. That Hurricane Rana, and for that same token, Rhea Ripley. I mean, both of them they had great chemistry. Obviously, Liv doesn't trust Rhea for a suicide dive. That's fair. I understand. But other than that, that was Liv Morgan's best performance of her career, in my opinion. And so she is breaking out right now.
Mm-hmm.
Rhea is a former world champion or former NXT champion and world champion, I guess. So I don't know that I put her on the same level as Asuka in terms of performances tonight as former champions.
Right.
Asuka gets that because, my God, I mean, welcome back, babe. Good job. Ambrosia, do you have an opinion on that? Breakout star, somebody who just made you go, wow, I want to fucking watch wrestling because you haven't watched it in so long?
Not really. I'm trying to think what their people's names are.
JLB it is.
You describe them. We'll figure it out.
Describe it.
Say Polka Dot Man. We'll say, okay, it's Seth Rollins. We know it. Say American Tattoo. Okay, that's Cody Rhodes. We got that one.
Some guy looked like a douche.
Some guy.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what makes him great.
Yeah. The guys look like douches.
I mean, realistically, who doesn't love a douche?
Ezekiel, that could be Kevin Owens.
Yeah, that's the deal. You say the guy who looked like a douche. I'm like, okay, so that could be Cody Rhodes or Seth Rollins. That could be a Theory. That could be Happy Corbin.
Yeah, that could definitely be.
That could be either Ezekiel or Kevin Owens, right?
What match was he in?
The guy who looked like a douche. Which match was he in?
Was
he the one who took selfies
The last
with the
one.
guy? Or the last one?
That's another douche one, though.
It was Cody.
So it was Cody. Blonde hair with a tattoo.
The guy
on
with
the
messed
Yeah,
up
that looks
dude?
like fucking what Barbie would look like if she had Ken still.
Oh my God. Isn't he beautiful?
Not really.
What a fucking douche. Delicious.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I'm not gay.
I mean, yeah, and I mean, look. At the same time, though, she's not wrong with that either, right? Because Cody Rhodes, for his AEW career, even before that, he's known to do traditional wrestling. That's what his father did, and that's what he has learned from his father, and has continued to do. Build up AEW with that, and so on. So it's understandable for Ambrosia to say that because it brought her back to a time, even for us, hey, that's what traditional wrestling is all about. It tells that story. That's why we love what Cody does in the ring, not necessarily his promos or his segments, but what he does in the ring is absolute fire and made us love wrestling again, kind of thing, So, yeah, good call.
Yep. Okay, best line of the night. This is another one where there weren't a lot of promo times. This might be one of those categories I get rid of down the road because
it might just be KO saying you're Elias.
Yeah, you're Elias. You're Elias.
I'm gonna say it's Bobby Lashley.
Oh Jesus!
Don't ever get involved in my matches again.
Yeah.
Oh man, you think they're gonna start a feud with that though too?
No, he had a smile
versus Lashley. He had a smile. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, I think they're gonna tell a story where eventually Lashley and Cedric team up, and it's
MVP
the helpful bus
and Omos versus Cedric and Lashley. Mm-hmm. It's
helpful
already on
bus.
Raw. It's written in the stars. Lame.
I was just thinking here. I was looking at Judgment Day versus Finn Balor, AJ Styles, and Liv Morgan. I was thinking how much nicer that would have been if it had been 2 separate matches.
Is it nicer or more nice?
Well, it's more
Nicer.
nice.
Nope, I said it's
no,
nicer, and that's the way I'm doing it.
No, but I think
I'm
you
from
can say
Nebraska.
nicer. I think
Hey, sorry.
wow. Even just the Jesus. You
Trying to put him away.
That was too funny. That was too funny.
Told you, Justin, they would die if I did what I told you I would do.
Oh my god, you should do it. I'm curious, but wait until he comes back on because that would be
Okay.
fucking hilarious.
All right, whatever. Move aboard.
Anyways, best line.
Best line.
It'll be after when he comes back on the camera. No.
Graves didn't even really have any great ones.
No, he didn't
Mine
actually.
didn't really have very much sound though. Every time I clicked on one, it didn't have sound, so I don't really hear anybody say anything.
Okay, you didn't really miss a ton of.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's really not many lines, so to be fair. I mean, it's also kind of hard when we're listening to it, but we're also talking to each other on a live reaction. So
Mhm.
there could have been a possibility where we missed some shit too, right? So, but I don't think there was. There wasn't anything crazily iconic. I do remember hearing KO go crazy ape shit on Ezekiel.
Points.
And yeah,
Points.
that's
right
it.
there.
Next one.
Hold on, quick note. I don't know. I think they only had one commentary team tonight.
Yeah, I don't
so that
know.
was unique.
Let me see if there's any news on Pat McAfee because.
That is an interesting one. Yeah, I think that's why we didn't have any crazy lines.
But
Usually Pat
Oh, well, I
McAfee's-
think the biggest reason we didn't see Pat McAfee is because he's normally a SmackDown commentator, and there was only one SmackDown match
But why not have him there for
tonight.
that one SmackDown match?
because it was added last minute. So I
Well,
don't think
and
they
this
planned
is-
on him being
This
there.
is Michael Cole's 25th anniversary.
I don't think they planned on him being there, and so when they finally added that match, they were like, "Oh fuck, well, it's okay. We don't need to fly him in for one match."
Right.
Let Cole have his week off. 25 years, he deserves a week off. Pat,
But
you
yeah,
take off.
that's. I don't know. I just feel that you could have just had more people too. Like it was the length that it was supposed to be, I guess.
Yeah.
But it was weird though. I felt like there also wasn't enough matches, which sounds weird. Although the timing was fine.
Sometimes
like,
a
I'm missing
line.
people.
Sometimes a line can be an action. So I'll give another possibility here, and that would be Cody at the end of his match going 3. That's 3.
Oh, okay.
I'll give that
Sure.
a best line nomination.
Yeah,
That's fair.
as long as he doesn't do that's 4 in the next one, because then he's gonna get sued by Arn Anderson.
Four Horsemen.
His coach.
Mhm.
Oh,
All right.
Jesus. Yeah.
Who,
Then
by the
next,
way,
we wasted
this
too
week
much time
it
on
came
that
out.
time.
Arn Anderson officially owns the trademark for Four Horsemen, both spelled with the number 4 and FOUR. So
Oh, good for him.
Wow, smart move.
Yeah, genius.
best performance of the night.
I think this goes to Asuka or Cody.
I'm all in on the Cody boat on this one. That was
I mean-
a gutsy, gritty performance.
I
Even
agree with Fabe, but yeah, given
even
Cody's
if
injury,
the injury isn't as bad as they played it off to be, that still was a gutsy performance. And
Yeah. That's. I mean,
I mean, there's nothing more to that. We're all going to be in agreement there.
the tailor for Byron Saxton. I already said his outfit was fire.
Ding.
We have a message from our anonymous Raw general manager.
No, I don't think Ambrosia was there at that time. I
For
think,
what?
No.
The-
Anonymous Raw general manager. Do you recall
No.
that? No. I think that was mid 2000s though. So it would have been different time. I think that was like 2007, 2008, actually.
Yep, that you lost me then.
Yep.
I was back on the UFC train then, so.
Ooh. The ultimate of the fightings.
So Ambrosia's
Next.
been following Brock Lesnar her entire career.
Yeah.
I don't like him.
Oh.
Wow.
If you are but he's gotten so much better. He's actually really
I don't know
funny
why
now.
you wouldn't like your fellow Canadians.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
seriously,
he's
man.
American technically, but now he lives in Saskatchewan. Yeah.
Mm.
And he's a farmer.
Straight north of us.
Yep.
And just to clarify, the
straight
anonymous
east
Raw
of us.
general manager was in
Yep, mine would be east, too.
2010 to 2011.
Oh wow, yeah. So you were just way
Yeah,
out.
she
You were
was-
even dumb at UFC then too.
Yep.
All right.
Next.
So
So
Underhype of the
underhype.
night.
Yeah, underhype.
Well,
I have to give it to Theory and
great show. Well, are they talking about our show or like Hell in a Cell?
well, whatever. We'll take it.
well, they gave it us a thumbs up on Facebook, so I'm assuming they're talking about our show.
So,
So we'll
I'm gonna
take
give
it.
I'm gonna give it to Theory and Mustafa Ali.
That's
So,
fair.
Underhype.
Because that was at least the most.
That match was
underhyped.
better than I expected.
I'm going to go to a similar one for Underhype of the night. Madcap Moss versus Happy Corbin.
Oh, yeah. I'm time out in mine. I'm doing that one.
Yeah.
That one was a
Takes
damn
back
good
these-
match. That's
I don't
probably the
think
third best match of the night.
I don't think that was as good as their first time they fought.
Either
But considering
way,
the match
they're
was
both
just
better
thrown
than-
together last week, you know.
Right.
they're both better than anybody's giving them credit for.
hmm
Yeah.
Absolutely better.
Happy Corbin has such a punchable face.
The dude is a great heel.
Happy.
We said it
He is.
years ago.
Yes.
He should have taken the title off of Roman in a prior run, not in this run, but in a prior run. Like, he's been good.
No, I don't know. It's just he's good at what he does, but at the same time, there's nothing also exciting about what he does at this. He's good at being a heel, but the storylines he gets into is not exciting whatsoever.
I don't know. His
It
Constable
hasn't been.
Corbin stuff was great heel, great stories, great everything.
I've
But we
told you
never
before
cared
how
for
much I loved Sad Corbin. I thought Sad Corbin was awesome.
Yeah. And that wasn't a heel, that was just depressing.
Yeah.
I just need, I don't know, $10,000-$12,000 to get through the next few days.
$12,000? Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, that Corbin KO thing was just gold. The back and forth when he was broke his balls.
Oh, yeah.
that was just gold.
Anyway.
Oh
Yeah, I will agree with you. Underhype of the night is
Yeah, Corbin Madcap makes sense.
Okay.
what do you think, Ambrosia?
What?
Underhype.
Wow. What was a match
What
that you
surprised
thought
you?
certain wrestlers were going to be like, oh, this might not be any good because you obviously don't know the storylines or so on. So just looking
But
at
it-
the wrestlers
Don't know their names, so
doesn't
it doesn't
matter.
matter.
Just let us know. Just let us know what they look like. We'll
That
be-
one where that one fucking dude did that fucking thing.
Yeah. What was a match you kind of saw like, oh, this might not be good. These guys don't look too crazy. And then you were like, oh my God.
Well, then it'd be the first one that I seen, which was the girls,
That's
because usually girls
weird.
kind of not as good as they
Oh,
used to
and
be.
it's
Oh.
true. So keep in
You're
mind,
about to
right?
find
She
out.
has,
Yeah.
yeah, you're about to find out.
Yeah. In fact,
This is
Because the girl
that-
with the long ponytail, right? I thought she
Yeah.
was gonna be kind of shitty. 'Cause
Th-
her hair was
th-
gonna get in the way,
pretty
but
incredible.
this is where I have a pitch for an eventual segment for us to do, and that is introducing Ambrosia to the women's revolution.
That particular pay-per-view?
Just the
Just in
entire
general.
the 2015 on women's whatever best matches since then. In 2015, Stephanie McMahon invented women, and they didn't exist before. I don't know if you knew that.
I mean, you're not wrong.
There was
You're not
China
wrong,
and
though.
stuff like that. I seen her.
No,
Yes.
we just got a different
But-
caliber of performer.
Different
Yeah,
caliber
And
performance.
a whole lot of them all at one time.
And you remember the Royal Rumble, right?
Yes.
Well, now there's a women's Royal Rumble.
Ooh.
Yeah, almost any of the major
30
events.
girls, one ring. It's fantastic.
Fucking perv.
But
Yeah, I'm
no,
gonna
they-
do
there's
10
like
times better than
Wrong.
2 girls, 1 cup. 10 times better than 2 girls.
most years there's a women's Hell in a Cell match. So there would have been a
But
match.
Sasha's
Oh my
on
God,
boycott right
Sasha
now.
and Charlotte, Hell in a Cell. That I think should be your go.
Sasha and anybody Hell in a Cell because she was in all of
Yeah,
them.
she was in all of
Yeah.
them. Yeah, Sasha Bailey too. Oh my God,
Sasha Bailey
the
was
amount
great.
of goodness you will be seeing. Hopefully, if you want to, will be seeing is Fuego, and I'm so excited for you to watch it because you're going to be watching it with fresh new eyes, completely unaware of what the women's division is now, aside from obviously watching that triple threat. You'll be fucking stoked.
Yeah,
Sweet.
yeah, she sounds stoked. Sweet.
Sweet.
Did you want me to tell you that women are attractive and I can't wait to get off, or what?
No, I mean you can if you want to tell us that. I'm not going to stop you, but no, it's the level, the quality of women's wrestling is far superior to what it was in the day when it was like bra and panties match, or mud show,
Mud
you know.
wrestle match or
It-
or the king doing
Puppies!
some random
legitimately, there's an argument that some of the women's wrestlers on both the WWE roster, the AEW roster, or even the Impact Wrestling roster, are amongst the best wrestlers in the world. Not women's wrestlers, wrestlers.
I think our show, or at least one member of our show, voted Sasha Banks the best wrestler in the world in 2019. That's me. It was me.
You very well might have been.
This guy.
Charlotte Flair is always up there on the votes, even if we can't stand her character.
Right.
It's same with, even if we can't stand her personally, Tessa Blanchard legitimately was one of the best wrestlers on the planet. But anyways, we will move on to the OMG moment of the night. Now, this is separate from
Cody's
best
chest.
move necessarily. That's what I was going to say. The OMG moment was when he took off
Holy
that
fuck.
coat. And we were like, holy shit. They weren't joking when they said he was injured.
If I didn't have internet issues, I was going to say I think Amber Heard did that makeup. I mean, that was the very best bruise work I've ever seen. You guys watch this trial. You know what I'm talking about.
I watched the verdict.
I mean that was a $15 makeup due for sure.
Oh my gosh, that was so much.
Oh.
It looked bad, but
That bruise was just.
I mean, I don't know,
Yeah.
man, because if you search Triple H's torn bicep thing,
That's what I was
figured you
saying
were
at the
doing
beginning.
it.
You look
Because
at Triple
it
H's.
kind of looks like that. It really does.
You gonna post it up?
I'm getting it.
Viewer discretion is advised.
For our show? And that's fair. I suppose.
gotta give it the PG-18 rating.
PG-18?
Yeah, it's a thing.
Oh, okay.
You can be anywhere from PG to 18 depending on what time it is.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus!
Sorry.
How
I-
you're usually
the-
so good at googling.
The
good
picture
fuck.
was tiny, so I had
Cody
to.
Slider.
The picture was tiny, so I had to make it bigger. But it's gonna be.
Oh, well. If
Okay,
you
so I
what
haven't
your
seen
wife
Triple H in
said.
a while.
touch the underside of it a couple times, it should get a little.
It should give it a little good. See?
Owie!
That's
like-
after Triple H suffered a torn pectoral muscle, the same injury that reportedly Cody has. Right?
You know what I
and If
mean?
you
And
look
that's
at that
very
bruise,
similar.
that looks very, very similar to the bruise that Cody had. Now, They could have been looking at this photo backstage as they applied the makeup, but
Can you
But
imagine? Imagine even having your nipple bruised.
yeah.
That would suck. Couldn't sit there and do this. Can't do that. Can't do that.
Well, I mean, again, I don't necessarily know. I think it's just because it's bruised from the inside. I don't think necessarily.
You don't think it hurts to the touch?
It wouldn't hurt by the nips. It would hurt over here, right?
Yeah, I think the
It's the
bruise itself
muscle.
isn't the painful part.
Yeah.
I think the bruise is just the
It's just
I think
the
everything
effect
else
that-
hurts bad enough that
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
It's not like when we get a bruise, I don't know, wherever else, it's only at that spot, right? Because it's just bruised. This is a muscle that got torn. So it's literally that area. It might be sensitive, but I don't think all that area, if you just touch it a little, it's bruised.
yeah.
Or
I mean,
else
a
Cody
bruise
would
is just
no way be doing that.
blood flow, not in a vein, really.
Right.
And so when the muscle tore, the blood
All the
pooled.
blood went. Bleh.
Yeah, and
Yeah, what an expression.
we're gonna move on though to best move of the night.
Asuka's combo, the back fist, back kick, all that. The only other one that even remotely comes up to that is the pair, and that's Rhea and Liv together, with Rhea ending it out with the headbutt. That move, that's a sequence, and I understand that. Like if you want an individual move, okay, Cody's two crossroads and
Yeah.
that's even a sequence.
My vote for move of the night, if I'm using singular move, is Austin Theory's, whatever you want to call it, top rope, sort of Spanish fly thing that he does. I don't know.
Yeah,
The only reason, what I love so much about it is he lands in pinfall position, like on top of Mustafa. So he does the move, he lands, he's immediately pinning him. And I think it's so smooth. But
That's fair.
I can't argue much with the Asuka because it was a phenomenal sequence. I can't argue with us talking about the Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley sequence because it was also phenomenal. But
Hello, Grundles.
Hello, good sir.
Hi.
Thank you for joining in.
He's giving you his hype, you know. Mine are better than that, though.
where's the roof? Where's the roof?
Love the hype.
So white of you.
Na 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 na.
Whitest raising the roof.
Na, na.
Not even
That's
going
your
to
Booker T theme?
Yeah, it's a Booker T theme. Okay. So
Five times.
Five time.
Ambrosia's in the show, and she's going and putting.
Yeah.
Hype.
boom.
Jeez. Very special thanks for all the hype. Love it.
You gotta do
Love
that.
it.
You gotta put more like love into it. You can't do it like that. You gotta be like, yay. I'm not gonna do it though because I have boobs. There you go. Now if you put your Chewy mask on, you're good to go.
You I'll do the truffle shuffle. Anyway,
Truffle shuffle.
Baby Ruth. All right.
But on top of that, finally, match of the night. What was the best match out of all of them? You guys already know what I'm choosing.
Polka dot douchebag.
Polka dot douchebag.
Polka dot douchebag.
I can't remember their names again. I apologize.
Again, I'm gonna emphasize. I love
Cody Rhodes
ranking these from worst to first at this point.
Polka dot douchebag.
So worst to first, I'm gonna give you. Obviously, we start off with Bobby and Omos.
Oh, that's fair.
Followed by Judgment Day versus AJ Styles, Finn Balor, and Liv Morgan.
Yep.
Followed by Theory Mustafa Ali, which was a good match, a 4-star or better match. Kevin Owens Ezekiel, which is about the storyline. The match itself wasn't that great. Madcap Moss Happy Corbin women's match, which is Bianca Belair, Becky Lynch, and Asuka, and then Cody and Seth. I have to give Cody and Seth that.
Whoa, what happened there? Jesus. Yeah, why is your camera still
What?
messed up?
Whose? Mine?
Because I live in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Mine's just a piece of shit and doesn't matter.
No,
DA
I'm talking
Fabes
about his
occasionally
camera.
goes all like
Wiggle
the
it
ring
just
on
a little
us
bit. What the
and
fuck?
and
Okay, so you obviously don't
glitches
want ever
out.
coming in. Yeah, baby, wiggle that. Mm. Bye, Justin.
No, chill.
No
Oh,
wiggles
what
for you
happened?
then.
No, come back.
I don't know what happened.
Come back. There you go. You're back.
He wiggled you
So,
right out.
Are Ambrosia, are you in agreement? Are we 4 out of 4 with the Cody and
Yeah, that's what I said. I said that the
Mark Stern. No, thank you.
you don't do the truffle shuffle?
Got to play hard to get.
You gotta play it again.
if you can do it. Come on.
don't
Oh,
even
I
know how to
can
the
do
shuffle
it.
shuffle.
I just don't give it away for free.
Me either.
But if
So
I'm,
so we're
Not a
talking about
chance.
slots in London again.
The only thing that I can truffle shuffle is up top, and it's not happening.
gotta take it up with Grundle.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
All right. So as a whole, how do we rank
JLB,
this
you
show?
agreed
Obviously,
match of the
it's not
night?
worse.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it would be Seth and thing. I think no matter what, it's gonna be either women's or Seth and not fair. Seth and Cody, or the triple threat women's match. That's gonna be tied between 1 and 2. Wasn't a fan of KO's match. I think that's more down my list. I'm putting Mustafa Ali and a Theory probably as third, to be honest with you.
But
Then it's
we've
not
talked
that-
before. I'm a sucker for storyline too. So
Right, that's fair. That's a fair point. But yeah, I agree. Seth, Cody, it was a fire match as expected. Would like have them to use the cage a little bit more. Maybe if he didn't get a pectoral injury, maybe we would have seen a Cody Rhodes moonsault from the turnbuckle, or him trying to climb the cage and doing one. So I think we did miss a little with that injury happening. I agree. I absolutely agree. Definitely not the worst pay-per-view of the year.
That's just
Well,
me
you can't
commenting
say
back
that, yeah.
because you guys are missing the comments, so I'm just doing that for you.
Yeah, that's it. Keeping
See?
it on lock. Well done.
No, no
lock
square.
them down.
No, no
They're
square.
yours. There's nobody else's.
Well, I mean,
You gotta pay.
you gotta pay for them. They're not free. Right, Justin?
Holy
free.
shit! What the fuck just happened?
What?
She sold you out.
No, I'm kidding. He's never paid for my booze.
Never paid. No. She ain't getting a dime out of me.
Wow, I'm right here.
Anyway, moving forward. Wow. So as a pay-per-view, obviously not the worst pay-per-view of the year.
Fucking right here.
Obviously not the best pay-per-view of the year.
No.
On an A to F grade, F being Elimination Chamber, A being Revolution. Where are you guys at?
C plus. B minus. B minus.
For
Yeah,
being my
probably the
first
B
one
minus.
watching, coming back, it wasn't that great.
Well, yeah, you were in an era where there was,
Yeah.
WrestleMania X7.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. That's the best pay-per-view of all time.
yeah.
So,
So,
you've seen a lot of great shit at that time.
I mean, you've gotten the opportunity to see, things like Dog Kennel from Hell match.
Oh no. I hope she's never watched that dog get up from that match.
I don't remember that one. Sorry.
Yeah,
That's
Well,
Good thing.
we could do
Well-
a botch along if you'd like.
No, we're not doing that. I'm not watching that piece of shit match ever again. Oh,
Emphasis on the shit.
yes.
Literally.
Literally, they brought dogs to the ring because it was a Kettle from Hell match.
It was
and the dogs started
effectively
pooping
like
on
set up
the-
like
in
the Hell in a
ring
Cell
area.
match with
No,
the
thank you.
ring, the cage around the ring, but outside the
Ring.
ring
Inside the cage.
inside the cage, there were dogs on leashes that were supposed to attack anyone who got out of the ring.
And they were really just more interested in each other or pooping.
Yeah. Yep, each other are pooping.
Yeah, they were supposed to be like angry dogs, but wasn't happening.
No.
No bargaining.
Sounds
They were like,
lame.
oh, there's a bunch of people
Very
here.
lame. Not good. Not good. We're not saying it because it was great. We're saying it because it was the worst. It was a botch along, meaning the match should have never happened, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, not the best, not the worst. I give it a B-. I think that's kind of fair because I don't know if it necessarily deserves a C. We had 2 phenomenal matches, 2 surprisingly decent matches as well. Then we had Omos and Lashley, which we knew what to expect. So, you know.
Yeah, I'll give it a low B.
Yeah, I'm giving it basically a solid B.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
But
Fair point.
A B flat if it's music.
it is not the best pay-per-view of the month so far.
No.
No, Double or Nothing was pretty fuego. Yep.
Well, technically, it is, 'cause
technically,
Double or Nothing
that was
May.
last month, so I guess this
This
is the best
pay-per-view
pay-per-view of the month so far. And so,
Well, we got Forbidden Door coming on the 26th.
Although we did have NXT yesterday that we didn't watch,
That's fair.
so I will have to go find that and see if.
Yeah.
But we do have Forbidden Door later this month. Which,
So it's Forbidden Door.
so to introduce
AEW.
Forbidden Door, AEW has a partnership with New Japan Pro Wrestling now.
Okay.
And the owner of AEW, Tony Khan, likes to call himself the Forbidden Door because he opened the relationship with the Japanese wrestling and other wrestling promotions to working with.
Independent wrestling promotions, not on TV kind of thing.
Not on TV, but like Impact Wrestling, which is sort of on TV if you've got the right
on TV.
channel.
Yeah.
But, you know, other ones working with AEW. And in this case, New Japan Pro Wrestling, which is, in terms of actual viewership, it's the second largest wrestling company on the planet.
But it's in Japan.
In America,
So for
it's
America,
not as popular.
no.
But so this is going to be a big pay-per-view that's going to cross over with All Elite Wrestling matches versus New Japan matches.
Interesting.
So it's basically like any hardcore wrestling fans dream.
Yeah,
of
Grundles,
all those
even
local
I have my
wrestlers.
limits. I'm not putting that up on the screen.
Oh my god. I don't even see it. Oh. Fuck.
Yeah,
Cheers.
he's thirsty tonight. Cheers.
But so it's effectively a crossover pay-per-view where the biggest stars from New Japan Wrestling are going to wrestle against the biggest stars from All Elite Wrestling. That's coming up at the end of this month.
I'll have to check it out then. See if it's any good.
I am consistently pleased with AEW pay-per-views, but they do a lot less of them. They only typically do about 4 a year. This will be a weird 5th one in the year.
Well, it sounds like there's going to be 6 this year.
Yeah. I feel
Potentially
like-
6, yeah.
Because you still got Forbidden Door, you had Revolution, you had Double or Nothing, you're gonna have All Out, you're gonna have Full Gear, which might be a weekly thing, a special event. Yeah, I feel like you might get 6 though.
There's a chance for 6. Right now we're looking at 5, definitely, but
Yeah, we'll see. But AEW, so AEW, you'll know some of the wrestlers maybe, but it's really dependent on the wrestling. You'll see a lot good wrestling. You'll see matches like Seth Rollins versus Cody, but even more technical style. You'll even see matches like the women's that you saw that was very technical, but the men doing it because the women in AEW
With blood.
aren't necessarily the greatest with blood.
with blood.
Yes, because WWE, if you can tell,
With blood.
So it's
there
kind of like a
wasn't lot
crossover of
bleeding.
that in UFC then.
It-
wouldn't go
Wrestling
that far.
style, but blood.
yeah, sometimes.
Well,
Hey, here's the deal. It's in
It's
the
like
in the
Attitude
end.
Era. Attitude
Yeah,
Era. WWE.
it's kind of a throwback to the older era of wrestling,
Okay.
just in general. So it'll probably feel a little bit more familiar in some ways. However, there will be some things that will feel really, really different to you, like Orange Cassidy and Danhausen. They will not be familiar to you.
Yeah, never heard
no.
of them in my life.
They will be fucking really weird to you. And you'll be like, what the fuck am I watching? Sort of idea.
Here, I'm going to show you a picture of Danhausen. And you are going to look at this picture and go, the fuck am I looking at? Give me a second. I got to pull it up bigger.
What was the filter called again?
Facehausen?
Facehausen?
No, that's not big enough. do.
That's what she said to you.
I was thinking that inside my head, but I wanted to keep it PG over here.
Don't keep
that's
it
so fine.
PG. There we go.
Did that change for you guys? No. Filterhausen, no?
Maybe it's Filterhausen. That's Danhausen.
Interesting.
He is very nice and very evil.
I'm gonna put my glasses on. Hold on. Yeah, no, that's a pass for me.
You will have to see him. He's hilarious.
Yeah, no, he's just funny. That's all it really is. He's just like a funny comedic character. He's almost kind of like the Boogeyman. Do you remember the Boogeyman?
No.
Okay,
If the
that was bad.
Boogeyman could actually wrestle.
If the Boogeyman could actually wrestle, yes. Do you remember Doink the Clown?
Yes.
Yeah,
There you go. Now you're going
yeah.
back way for where I was.
And then
Love the whoopee cushion.
Yeah.
Great finisher.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of a comedic, because all of the weird characters back then didn't really necessarily talk, but Danhausen talks and he's kind of fucking hilarious.
Well, I can always look it up after.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Give me
Yeah.
the
Yeah. But no, this
Yeah.
guy has ADD. He's like, no, you
And
gotta
then-
look it up now.
and then this
He also pours
There's
teeth in
Orange
people's mouths,
Cassidy.
which is disgusting.
pours what?
is-
Sorry.
Teeth in
Pours
people's
teeth. He has a thing of
mouths.
What's
teeth,
wrong
Jars
with-
of teeth.
What's
And
wrong with
he-
that one?
pours it in their mouth, and then he
He's
kicks
just-
their mouth. This
He's
is
just a
Orange
new
Cassidy.
generational lazy guy. He'll put the
Yeah.
least amount of effort in the ring, and he always wrestles with his hands in his pocket.
Not
but
all
he's
the time, but he starts
absolutely-
off with.
He
Yeah.
starts off that way, and he's absolutely phenomenal in the ring, though.
Dude
with
can
the
do a
stuff that-
kip up with his hands in his pockets. Like,
Yeah.
I can't do a kip up even with help, but he can do it with hands in his pocket. He'll do suicide dives to the outside with his hands in his pockets.
Yeah, he can't. Smarks can't do a kip up in a lift chair.
Yeah.
That's valid.
But
Yeah.
Who changed
can't
my
do a
name to
kip
a
up with
fruit
CGI.
salad? Fuckers.
well, that wasn't me. I was too busy looking up.
Really?
Ambrosia's fruit salad.
Loves beef.
I mean, it is the best fruit salad.
Depends on what kind of salad. Oh, look at that.
Do you guys have ambrosia salad up there? If not, you're
Yeah.
missing out.
No, we definitely have ambrosia salad up here.
Okay.
Apparently, if you eat it, you'll become immortal. So, I mean,
Well, then I'm fucking immortal because
get eaten.
Oh my God! You don't need to give Grundles any more stuff.
That's funny enough. That's
Boogeyman
my
reminds
pickup
me
line,
of
though.
Finley? The fuck does that mean? You can't be talking about Fit Finley.
That's my pickup line to pick up guys. It'd be like, "Oh, hi, my name's Ambrosia. It means the fruit of the gods in Greek. You know, if you eat it, you'll become immortal. You want to eat me?
What the
There you
fuck?
go. There you go, Grindel.
There you go. Now he can jerk his turk and go to bed.
I think he's waiting for Boob.
Wasn't that the bad guy in Beowulf?
Finley?
no, he was Grendel.
No, Grendel.
With an E.
Grendel.
Oh,
Grendel.
Brenda, yeah.
Grendel's mother, I think is what it was. Anyway, moving forward. Sorry.
He needs Jesus. It's okay.
Beowulf does? I don't think Beowulf would know who Jesus was.
I wish we could set profile pictures for Ambrosia. There. That's Ambrosia fruit salad.
Look at all the marshmallows.
I'm a little more creamy
Just
than that, but that's
loaded
good.
up. Loaded up with the marshmallows.
And they got the good colored marshmallows for this one.
Ew, the colored marshmallows are disgusting.
He used a shillelagh.
He used a stick and smacked it on your head. He used a
Use the
stick and smacked it on
shillelagh.
your head.
Shillelagh.
Yeah. I'm not going to try to spell shillelagh because
It's not gonna go so well.
my autocorrect won't even understand it.
That's it.
Do you
should
mean
use talk to
Shailene Woodley?
text.
No, shillelagh.
Do you mean O'Shea? No.
No, shillelagh. You mean
You
Shlam
mean
Lam
Rick?
Ding Dong?
Are
No,
you referring
no,
to
okay.
Rick O'Shea?
Oh my god.
And this
Richard
is where
O'Shea.
the show gets delusional.
Yeah, this is where we devolve.
So this has been another
Wait, we've
episode of
evolved at
Raw
some
and
point?
Order WBU. Thank you for coming and watching our recap of Hell in a Cell. We also do want to invite you to go like us on Twitch. If you're not a fan on Twitch, go to Twitch. Follow us on Twitch. That is where you'll get our live watch-alongs. You'll get our botch-alongs if JLB and I ever sit down and do them again. You'll get our after hours when we do the after hours. You'll get our pre-shows when we do pre-shows. All of those are done on Twitch exclusively. Otherwise, I'm going to hand it over to Smarks to talk about all the other things that we have.
Yes, you can support us on Patreon, patreon.com/Raw and Order WBU. If you don't want to do that, you can go to our spread shop, rawandorderwbu.myspreadshop.com, where you can get a Pissant Podcast hat or shirt. You can get a Those Who Can't Wrestle podcast shirt, or link is in the doobly-doo shirt, or a property of Raw and Order WBU shirt, or like you can see behind me and behind DA Fabe, the Autograph Hunter shirt, which I always like to point out, it comes blank. Those autographs aren't on there. You have to get them yourself, right? But that's the whole point.
Unless
of
you
it.
want our autographs, in which case we'll mail it around for you for an additional fee.
Definitely an additional fee. Yeah, that's gonna.
But
cost
half
quite a
the
bit.
fun of that is taking that to a meet and greet before a show and getting them all to sign it and all that stuff. And the wrestlers fucking love signing these shirts. So you can find all that at rawandorderwbu.myspreadshop.com, or the best way and absolutely free way to support this is to share it with your friends and family on your social medias. Just click that share button and write a little thing, hey, go listen to this podcast, or follow them on Twitch. Great way to support us there. But unless there's other things people have to add, I think we're going to go ahead and close the book on this particular.
So just fuck my life then. What the fuck?
Oh, yeah. If you want to follow us, you can follow me.
I hadn't gotten to the follow us part.
Oh, okay.
That was going to be
him.
the next part.
I thought that was you ending
Just
it.
must
Okay.
be.
Jesus Christ.
No, I always end it with, we're going to go ahead and close the book on this. So if you want to follow us, you can follow me at Raw and Order WBU on pretty much anything. You
And
can
then
follow
you said
DA
you can
Fabe at,
follow. Okay.
and then, and I hadn't said that
Are you
yet.
all pissy because you're not getting followed tonight, or what?
He's getting all pissy because he just loves B.
What the hell's B?
If you gotta explain it, then you know.
Black
I know what
Entertainment
D
Television, he
is.
loves it.
Yeah, that's what the JLB stands for. Just loves B.
I didn't pick this, obviously. Clearly,
Bees?
I wouldn't pick something.
My dog stepped on a bee?
Bees.
That's all I think of when you say bee.
Oh. I still can't believe that was a thing. I originally thought that was a joke.
Nope, there you go.
Oh my god.
You're welcome. But yes, so you can follow me, Raw and Order WBU, pretty much any social media. You can follow DA Fabe at. This is where he says at DA Vincent K Fabe. You can follow JLB at.
JLB420. Real Talk Radio, though, is the brand at Real Talk Radio 8. Anchor.fm/RTR. All the links will be down below in the doobly-doos. In terms of Twitch, we, of course, have the Raw and Order WBU, but I also do a lot of game streaming and so on at JLBTLC25. You can certainly check that out. And, of course, you can always follow our special guest here, Ambrosia, at her special little channel.
Oh, am I supposed to say something? I thought you were going to do it.
if
Because
you
I'm so
want
used to you doing it for me.
Would you like me to do it?
Yeah, please.
You can follow her on Twitch, where she
Yeah.
does do various video game Twitches and streams of anything Nintendo Switch. What you see behind her is a bunch of Nintendo Switch games, a video library that only one library that everyone can only dream of, and that her Twitch tag is Nerdvana Gamer. And yeah, so feel free to check that out as well. If you're into some video games, we'll get you covered there as well. Links.
Oh my God, you've seen boobs again, didn't you?
No, I was.
Links
Well,
will
I
be
mean,
down
Comes back and all
below
you
in
see is
the
his mouth
doobly-doos.
open, like. I'll have to do it after you guys aren't streaming. Let's give him one before he goes.
Oh my God.
Well, okay, we've totally
Okay.
devolved. So on that note, it is time to truly
Let me
close
see
the
it.
book on the wrestling booking unit. Thank you
Close
all
the
for listening.
boobs on the wrestling book.
I do think we need a shirt before we go. For Ambrosia's sake, I think we need one. If you
They're
need
covered.
Ambrosia,
They're covered.
become immortal.
They're fucking covered.
Shit. My fucking internet sucks.
Yes. Well, hopefully soon it'll be better. But thank you all for listening. We will see you soon.
My
Bye.
Sure
fucking
does come
internet.
meet me. I'm immortal.